Welcome to 365 Days of Richer Living, daily morning reading, meditation, and prayer time. I'm Reverend Ray Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Today is September 7th. The law of good brings me satisfaction. And our reference quote this morning is, devotion is God gnosis. And he who knoweth God, being filled with all good things, thinks godly thoughts. And that is from Thrice Greatest Hermes. So our reading begins. There is a power operating through, a presence inspiring, an intelligence guiding, and a law of good sustaining you. Upon this presence, this power, and this law, you may place complete reliance, because you live in this divine presence, and because it is in you, you know that the creative law of good, which is infinite and which has all power, can do for you or bring to you anything necessary to your complete happiness. Its whole desire for you is one of freedom and joy. Say, I know that freedom and joy are mine today. This freedom and joy express themselves in my experience. There is nothing in me that can obstruct their passage. I permit them to flow through me in all their wonder and might. I am conscious of an infinite wisdom directing me. Whatever I ought to know, I shall know. Whatever I ought to do, I shall do. Whatever belongs to me will come to me. My every thought and decision is molded by intelligence and expressed through law and order in my experience. I not only think upon and realize the meaning of this truth, I am impelled to act upon it intelligently, creatively, without confusion, doubt, or hesitation. With joy, I enter into the fulfillment of life. Let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. following my next breath inward, I recognize that I am one. One with this breath that is the breath of life, breathing all of life. One source, one substance, one breath. I know this breath as the divine, as love, as life itself, as God, as Buddha, as Allah, as Great Spirit, as the great mystery. Recognizing that this one that has so many names is quite unnameable. That it is beyond containment in its infinite nature, in its infinite beingness. That it is more than one thing, it is everything as one. That it creates out of itself an exquisitely individualized, one of a kind, never to be repeated expressions of itself. Every expression fully containing divinity, fully containing the source, the substance of this one. All surrounded by it. It thinks my thoughts, it dreams my dreams, it breathes me while I sleep. The heart that beats within my physical being is the heart of the infinite. The system of operation within this physical body is the harmonious operation of one. Because everything is made out of the one substance, one divinity, one God, one great mystery. I know that I am that in form, that I am by intention, by purpose, a divine, individualized, one of a kind, never to be repeated idea. The mind of God, a desire in the heart of God, a joy in the life of God, fully empowered with the agency of divinity, fully empowered with divinity itself, fully empowered with the freedom of choice. In the journey of grace back to the self, the authentic self, the spiritual self, that self that is recognizable by that same self in all of creation. And I know what is true of me is true of all life. And so this human realm, this physical realm, is simply the divine God, Great Spirit, the great mystery, the unnameable, expressing itself, expanding its experience of itself in, through, and as its creation. And I stress as I speak my word this morning, knowing that I am a center where the infinite expresses. That there is a inseparable unity and that there is this operation of one. Given the power of choice, I am free to explore this precious journey. I'm free to decide, to experience the effects of my decision, and then to choose again. Knowing that I choose and choose again frees me from any sense of victimhood. It frees me from all lies that tell me I have no choice. In this moment, I surrender that pattern, that generational established pattern of predicting an outcome in the future from the effects of the past. I allow myself to fully be aware of, engaged in, and learning as the process of cause and effect. That as I witness the events and circumstances of the world, that I go within, that I go deeply within, knowing that the resources to heal, the answers, the guidance, the next steps, the idea to hold in consciousness and move toward, to protect our children. And by protection, I am speaking solely of their physical protection in this realm. Listening deeply to what is mine to hold in consciousness and live into, that returns the freedom of our children to enjoy the safety of a safe, harmonious, joyful learning environment, free of bullets flying, free of abuse in this human realm. A school experience that invites and encourages and allows for self-discovery. And even as I speak my word, I am aware that that idea itself comes from a past when I, as an individualized expression of the infinite, experienced just that. And so I open to an even broader idea, an idea of the very peace that God is, being active, being the environment of every school, of every classroom, of every child's experience, of every teacher's experience. That kindness that the healing power of love is recognized everywhere. I speak my word, claiming and affirming healing for our country, healing in the minds of our leaders at every level, Healing that comes from the awareness of the truth of being, from the awareness of the interconnectedness, the inseparability of humanity across political boundaries, across organizational affiliations, across cultural experiences, across any condition in this physical realm. That our leaders are moved to an awareness of the equality of humanity, the equality of creation. I speak my word, claiming and affirming that an awareness of value is coming into the hearts and minds of every expression of divinity. That the divinity that lives, moves, and has its being, consciousness itself, within every aspect of creation is rising into awareness. And there, in awareness, it informs the human experience. So that choosing becomes an alignment. I surrender myself today. Surrender meaning unwilling to fight anymore. I surrender to know the next correct thing to do. And I say yes to doing that, to being that, to modeling that. I say yes to wrestling with everything inside of me that is unlike the divine truth of my being. I invite it in the pleasure of knowing that within me lies the power and the authority to heal everything in my awareness. I trust. I'm so grateful. So grateful for a love that is grace, that gives its creation freedom, true freedom. It never condemns how it is used, and rather remains at the core of beingness, nudging itself forward into awareness. That in the divine, there is simply love. There's simply yes. And I marvel in awe and joy and wonder at creation. At every portal of expression. At the divine's refusal, inability, whatever word is most accurate, refuses to condemn itself, cannot condemn itself. So it simply loves. Loves without separation. Simply loves. So in celebrating that the activity of law has already received the impress of beliefs and acted upon them, it is done. There is no waiting period. And so I open myself to know the truth, to be the truth, to express the truth, to live in alignment with truth as truth. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is.